The opportunity that these recruits now have to continue their football careers must be very exhilarating, which is why we caught up with some current FSU football players in making their decision to join the Garnet and Gold. While the C signifies James Ramsey the athlete, A signifies James Ramsey the student. And it is here at the College of Business where Ramsey has become an ideal scholar. With everything the batting facility brings, it's sure to take FSU softball to new heights in the future. But it's the program's past that has made this all possible. And only one name comes to mind when talking about FSU's success in the past: the winningest coach in college softball history, Dr. Joanne Graff. Doak Campbell Stadium may be silent right now, but the Seminoles have been making plenty of noise outside of it. Head football coach Jimbo Fisher and his staff assembled another great recruiting class this offseason. And just like on game day, the competition to recruit these outstanding athletes is incredibly challenging.
It's a battle. I mean, it's every bit as hard as trying to win a football game, sometimes harder, because there's so many outside forces that you can't control, and some of the things you never see. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know who's affecting them or who's talking to them. I mean, it is a total grind, and it's a year-round deal.
The nonstop effort paid off. FSU came away with 19 signees on National Signing Day, including some of the most sought-after players at their respective positions, highlighted by the top-rated quarterback in the nation, JAMEIS Winston, the top-ranked defensive tackle in the nation, Eddie Goldman, and the top player in the nation, defensive end Mario Edwards.
And we're very pleased with the class. We thought we met needs, but also had great players at the same time, but also had great individuals and great personalities and people who want to be more than just football players.
They want to become champions, and they're well on their way, with a plethora of talent returning for the 2012 season. Even with a loaded roster, Coach Fisher is convinced that this incoming class can make an immediate impact in the growth of his football team.
I think it'd be huge, and I think whether they win the job or not, they're making us better as a football team. And if they're the best players, they know they're going to win. We've proven we will play freshmen, have no problem with doing that, but I think it'll push these upperclassmen to even be better football players. The opportunity that these recruits now have to continue their football careers must be very exhilarating, which is why we caught up with some current FSU football players in making their decision to join the Garnet and Gold.
It was huge. I had made up my decision the night before, so I mean, it was still kind of phone calls calling me, making sure I signed a letter to come to attend Florida State or whatever. But it was a blessing. Everybody was proud of me, and just to see my mom and my family there, just to go out to eat out there and kind of miss school a little bit for that day. But no, it was fun, man. And like I said, it's something worth talking about in the future.
It was interesting, everybody know who you are, and I'm just in high school, and people can just type my name and all this stuff comes up. So I'm the type of guy that's not into the spotlight like that, but it was an exciting time for me, especially signing to a school that was my favorite team. So I loved it.
Both Greg Reed and Christian Jones have established themselves as key contributors on defense and special teams. They have gained quality experience and knowledge on the college level that their new teammates will soon understand.
The speed of the game, and that's a big factor. Coming from high school to college. In college, it's mainly about sticking your assignment and doing your assignment. So that's another hard thing you gotta adjust to coming from high school, trying to make all the plays and trying to do all this and that.
For me, I felt like it's just a mindset. Most kids come in, they still expect everybody to see, oh, he's the number one, number two kid in the country, all that. But when it comes to it, all that stuff, it doesn't matter. You're starting over. You got to prove yourself to your teammates, to your coaches. But once you're able to have that mindset, it's just take off from there.
And hopefully, FSU will fly back into the BCS National Championship picture, which Coach Fisher believes his team is ready to do next season.
I think a belief in itself, which I think we're getting in playing with consistency and not worrying about being there, but just lining up and playing and understanding to let our talent play and show itself, and I think we're ready to do that.
For now, Coach Fisher is proud to provide these new Seminoles a chance to continue playing the sport they love so much, and he says that National Signing Day is a moment they will treasure forever.
I know it's a day of fulfilling dreams. You know what I mean? So many of those guys dream of getting to this point, and it's great to help a young man reach those dreams, to see that look in his face when he knows he's got a college scholarship and where he's going to school, and he can picture himself being there. It's very gratifying as a coach.
And it may be even more gratifying if this highly touted class can live up to expectations once they arrive at Florida State. I'm Trevor DeGroot for Seminole Sports Magazine. James Ramsey is a man of many talents, but playing sports was something the Florida State center fielder was born to do.
It was something that, for me was just elementary, just as much as walking was. I had a ball in my hand. There's some pictures my family has with me walking with a bottle in my mouth and a basketball in the other hand. And I think that sports is always something that our family can come together on and really just have a great time with each other.
Sports runs in his family and at FSU. James's father, Craig, was a catcher from 1977 to 1981 and was named team captain in 1980. But James feels that another Ramsey is the superior athlete in the family. His mom, Mary, was an ace on the FSU women's tennis team back in her day.
My mom's definitely, is the best athlete in the family. She doesn't get all the credit for it, but, she can still work us all in tennis, get out there on the courts, and was a teaching pro for a while.
With both parents being star athletes, it's no wonder James has become an all-star in his baseball career here at Dick Howser Stadium, as he is a Player of the Year candidate in all of college baseball. And head coach Mike Martin saw it fitting for Ramsey to not only be named team captain, but to be the first Seminole player in team history to have the C displayed on his jersey.
Well, James is the unquestioned leader of our club. Usually leaders do a lot of talking, and you have to be careful with how they follow up with their actions. Not James Ramsey. Everything he says to the others, he expects of himself.
Every time that I'm able to, not only just see the C, but be recognized as the captain, it kind of comes back full circle my 4 years here, knowing that, I'm trying to build a legacy that is going to last far beyond the numbers I put up on the field, but ultimately with the relationships I've built with my teammates and coaches and members of this great city of Tallahassee.
While the C signifies James Ramsey the athlete, A signifies James Ramsey the student. And it is here at the College of Business where Ramsey has become an ideal scholar.
Anything in life, just, school, on field, off the field, you're trying to reach your potential. And in the classroom, it's no different. Getting a degree from the business school of Florida State is a great degree, and I've always just tried to take advantage of being at such a great academic institution as well as an athletic one.
His accolades back it up. As a finance major, James has earned numerous academic honors, making the dean's list 5 times and the president's list twice. His real estate professor, Dr. William Woodyard, was impressed with James's work ethic in his real estate class.
He excelled in the class. He actually had the highest grade in the class. Every time I asked for volunteering class, he sat in the front row. He never missed a class. He always volunteered. He led by example.
And it's with that commitment that James hopes to one day combine his knowledge of baseball and finance into his dream job.
Working in an MLB front office organization would be something that was great. Getting to work with numbers, getting to work with players, and also staying inside the sport of baseball, knowing that when you go to work every day, you're showing up to a park, and that's a pretty great lifestyle.
It's clear that Ramsey's future is bright, but when he does move on, his faith and passion as a leader will mean the most to his purpose in life.
A guy that kept the faith throughout the good times and the bad, that was able to lead others on and off the field, and that just a guy that was passionate just in every facet of his life, that was always just going 110%, giving all he has and making sure he gives the glory where it's deserved.
But for now, he hopes to bring FSU some glory with a College World Series championship in Omaha. I'm Trevor DeGroot for Seminole Sports Magazine. The Florida State softball program is moving up in stature, thanks in large part to their recently built near $1 million batting complex, a 2-story structure that sets FSU softball above the competition.
The uniqueness is the fact that we're the only one, so that makes us very unique.
Very unique and very complete, as it has united the rest of the facility into a definite top-notch facility.
I think it also really encloses our facility. You go out to looking at the whole facility, and there's this beautiful cages that really encompasses the whole thing.
What is also unique is that this batting complex contains more than just batting cages. It also accommodates a bullpen and an open second-level deck for fielding and conditioning drills. There is always something to do for everyone in the 45-foot tall complex.
Our old cages, you only had, 2 pitchers could go at a time, or you would just rotate. And now all 4 of us can go. You just alternate, the first and third person goes, second and fourth. But definitely having that, it's an amazing facility that we're, so blessed to have. And it's something the whole team can use, which is, I guess, the whole purpose of it. Some of us will split up and some will be doing agilities upstairs and conditioning upstairs while the other is on the field, and we'll switch and stuff like that.
But perhaps the most beneficial element of the complex is the arching steel roof, which allows the Lady Seminoles to continue practicing during inclement weather. And according to outfielder/pitcher Morgan Bullock and Coach Alameda, the unlimited access will keep the FSU program ahead of the rest.
We can continue to keep working on our game, whereas some people might have to be sitting down and not doing anything.
Right.
So I feel like, in a way, it kind of puts us a step above. Just even if it's a little bit wins games.
I hear the ping of the bat and the ball down there. I know our program's getting better because they have that opportunity to go out and work on the things that we talked about in practice, or playing a game last night that they want to work some kinks out. They're down there doing that on their own. So that has really given us the opportunity to let hitters and let players go get better on their own.
With everything the batting facility brings, it's sure to take FSU softball to new heights in the future. But it's the program's past that has made this all possible. And only one name comes to mind when talking about FSU's success in the past: the winningest coach in college softball history, Dr. Joanne Graff.
We really built our program on the athletes. Like, we spent, and can't even tell you how much time, recruiting not only great athletes, but also great people and great students. Even when we didn't have this great facility and we were on like our first field or our second field, we were able to attract really good players. And I think that's one of the things that enabled us to continue to build our program.
Coach Graff had done a ton of promoting fast pitch softball and getting this program to the next level. And part of being to the next level and competing and recruiting is having the facilities to recruit.
Both coaches are certainly proud to see what the program has become. And with the facility now up and running, both gave their best swing on what they believe the complex represents.
Commitment.
I think it represents excellence.
The pride that the athletic department has in having the best facilities they possibly can have.
And I think anytime you coach a good program, you want to coach for excellence. You want to be the best. You want to be the national champion. You want to have quality kids that get out and represent the university well.
Whether it's commitment, pride, or excellence, this award-winning facility is sure to keep Seminole softball hitting on all cylinders for years to come. I'm Trevor DeGroot for Seminole Sports Magazine.